Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, or whatever time it is, wherever you are. It's 1:18 p.m. on Friday for me. Hi. Hello. Been having a lot of trouble with trying to get the lives set up. At least I did yesterday. I don't even know if it's running well. Hope everyone's doing good. I hope the quality is okay. The sound is okay. I've been messing with it. A lot of it has to do with just using a MacBook for streaming and also using Lowe's parking lots. And so tried to go live yesterday, and it was just a freaking... It was a hellhole. I got so pissed off. Like, I had this good idea, and then it basically just all went to hell. And I got so pissed off, I like threw my laptop in my passenger seat over here, and I was just like, why doesn't anything work? You know? But we gotta be grateful for what we have, don't we? You know what I mean? So, let me know if the stream is going alright. I mean, I'm looking at it right here, so, I mean, it looks good. I don't know if it sounds good. It's going alright. I mean, I'm looking at it right sounds here, good, so. Too. Yeah, what's up, everybody? I've got a lot of plans today. We're gonna talk about Austin versus Dallas. I'm pretty stoked about it. I got a whole list of different things to talk about. Like, which is better for living in your car, population-wise, financially, hobby-wise. I mean, I'm gonna try and cover all of it. Granted, the live stream doesn't shut itself off because I'm using a Lowe's parking lot. You know what I mean? And more on that later too. As far as Wi-Fi goes, I got a big surprise for myself. I mean, you know, I figured out a way where I think I can make my life a little easier as far as Wi-Fi goes. But we can talk about that later. In the meantime, what's up, everybody? Thank everyone for being here on a Friday in the middle of the day. Man in the Iron Mask. Heaven Can't Wait. Texty Shoe. Tayton, what's up? Joshua, what's up? James, what's up? Thank y'all for being a part of the community and being in chat. All the lurkers out there that are just watching, I hope you're having a good day. Thanks for being here. So yeah, I'm gonna hop right into it here in a second, guys. Just trying to make sure everything is good, so we can start. You feel me, dog? Internet's a little slow with all the different programs I've got open on my computer, but just give me one more second, guys. Tell me how your day is going so far. How's your Friday going? Darkside, where's little SpongeBob? Good question. I need to... There he is. SpongeBob has now joined the party. Say hello! Disrespectful ass? Damn. Doesn't even know how to tell people hi or anything. Texas Shoe. Any thoughts on living in an apartment? Absolutely not. It's not even a remotely close thought in my head. I ain't got time to be thinking about all that. Too broke for that right now, and I enjoy doing what I'm doing right now, so that's kind of my thoughts on that. I gotta figure out my financial situation before I even consider renting or getting a house or anything like that, and I feel like that's pretty far off. Hopefully not, but so I just don't even concern the thought. I don't even put that thought in my head. Would it be nice? Maybe. I don't know. That's for another video. I could get into the differences in my mind about having a place and then doing what I'm doing and being able to like travel and be nomadic, you know what I mean? Nick, almost 50,000. Yeah, man. We're really not that far off. I'm actually, during this live stream, I'm also gonna be making a video for the actual channel. So that'll be fun. So y'all that are here, y'all are gonna be a part of that, which is awesome. You can, you know, I'm gonna take what we talk about here in the live stream today, and then download it, and then edit the crap out of it, and then maybe do some voiceover and some other filming, and put it all together into a big, amazing pie, preferably cherry pie, and post that cherry pie as an actual video on the channel. So, J Media, happy Friday, brother. I appreciate that, Nick. Thank you. Says I'm his favorite YouTuber. That's kind of mind-boggling to me. There's so many amazing creators out there, so that really means a lot, Nick. All right. Turning the music off, guys. Okay. Where do we even start? And by the way, before we get started, make sure to hit like and subscribe if you want to donate to your boy. That would mean a lot. I've been trying to work gig economy here in Dallas. The only reason I'm in Dallas right now is because I'm waiting on some things to get shipped here. Or else I think I would honestly, I probably would have driven back to Austin already. Strictly just because gig economy here in Dallas, just for whatever reason, I haven't been doing too well with it. I've been trying to work the past 2 days, and it just hasn't been good. And so, you know, it's December, and I'm trying to make some extra money to be able to provide presents for my family. And I don't know, it's looking rough right this second. Trying to hang in there. Want to add some value to everyone's life with this new video, and then maybe hopefully people will donate. And it's just so cringy. I feel like so cringy of me to say. But yeah, that's kind of I'm kind of heavily relying on YouTube right this second, because gig economy hasn't been good, and so I don't know. We'll see what happens. That's kind of where I'm at. But basically, let me show y'all something, okay? All right, cam and screen. So, this, ladies and gentlemen, right here, if y'all are able to see it and it's not going incredibly slow, okay, we're good. This is the city of Austin right here. Okay? And then we also have the city of Dallas, which is right here. And it is significantly bigger. You know, and the Metroplex is gnarly. I mean, some people just count Dallas and Fort Worth as one big thing. That's why a lot of people say Dallas-Fort Worth, you know what I mean? I actually haven't spent much time in Fort Worth, because I grew up an hour north of Dallas in a little tiny town that is growing in popularity, actually, called Sherman. Sherman is right here. This is where little old Jake was born, right here in Sherman, Texas, okay? And as I got older, I started to spend more and more time in the city, okay? Just because I'm a city guy, you know? The farther away you basically get from Dallas, the more open plain fields there are. It's, you know, Dallas is Dallas. You got the skyscrapers, and there's just a lot more to do, I feel like, in the city than there is in other places. But man, let me tell you, the surrounding cities of Dallas, they are growing, and they will continue to grow, and more things are becoming readily available in other cities. For instance, like Richardson, Plano, Allen, all great cities, McKinney. And then, I don't know about y'all, but anything in between McKinney and my hometown Sherman, it's kind of bare land. Sherman is kind of like starting to become another city vibe. So basically, yeah, I grew up in Dallas. Now, the thing is, I have spent a lot of time in Austin. Collectively, I would say years now. You know, you can, if you go back to my YouTube channel, I have so many videos of me exploring Austin, living in Austin, doing the car life thing in Austin. And so I've wrapped up a lot of time in the city of Austin. And so basically, I feel like I am a good candidate to provide information to everyone about my opinions on the differences between Austin and Austin and Dallas. Which one should you move to? Which one is easier to live in your car? You know, depending on your views, depending on what you like to put in your stomach and put in your mouth hole. Food is what I was talking about there. And so yeah. And so basically, I'm gonna try and cover everything I possibly can. And if any of y'all have any questions at any point, make sure to ask them, okay? Like there's already been a couple people that have already joined, like VM, Joshua, James. What's up, guys? I appreciate that, VM. Okay, let's see. What should I cover first? Because there is so much to cover. Let me take my notes out here. Man, let's start with affordability, okay? Austin is an ever-growing city, okay? Especially during the pandemic, a lot of people from California ended up coming over to Austin. And it wasn't just California. There were a lot of people who came from all over to Texas. Primarily Californians, though. And so that really pushed the population in Austin, Texas. And same with Dallas. Not as many Californians went to Dallas, but I think that's probably a political thing. I'm not really sure. Well, it is a little bit. Let me get into that a bit. Because Dallas is a more Republican city. Austin is more Democratic. But it may not have a lot to do with it. Maybe a little bit. But I think primarily Austin has always been kind of the closest thing to California in Texas. So a lot of people like the hipsterish vibe of Austin, Texas. They like that there's water there. We've got the Colorado River going through the city, okay? And then we've got all the springs. It's very athletic, you know what I mean? When people think of California, I've watched the videos. This isn't just my perspective, but they think, you know, smoothie places, you know, people trying to stay in shape and look good, healthy eating, all of these things, which are great things about California, and I would say that those apply to Austin as well. Matter of fact, I'm certain of it. Austin is definitely way more athletic than Dallas is, and that's one of the reasons why I love Austin so much. On any given day, you can go to Austin and there will still be people out getting a workout in, getting a run in, you know, taking care of their health. You don't get too much of that in Dallas. So like here, let me show you. So like here in Austin, you have so many different trails that you can go to. You know, the elevation levels here, like there's actually like some hills here. Like it can be cinematic. You know what I mean? Like scenic. You know, Dallas is very, I feel like, flat. I do think I prefer the Dallas city line. Let me show you. Dallas city line. It is beautiful at night. The Dallas city line at night, it is beautiful. Where's like a good picture? Man, Google, these pictures suck. I've taken videos of pictures better than this. But I mean, like this right here, this is beautiful. I don't know. I really like the skyline of Dallas. I'm not sure if y'all can see that. But you know, it is Austin also has a very beautiful city line as well. Let's not do night though. You get the Colorado River with the Austin, Texas city line, you know what I mean? Like, look at this. I don't know. I still think Dallas looks good. But they're both beautiful. But anyways, yeah. So, like, for instance, I'll show you my favorite place to run in Austin, basically almost every day that I'm here, is this trail all the way around. And it's gone through so many different names, so I don't even know the name of the trail. This says the Ann and Roy Butler hike and bike trail right here. And then I think like towards down here, it actually changes the name or not. I don't know, but basically, here, actually, let's just go to my Strava. I can do this right here. I'm on an ignition tab because I have a whole bunch of different like locations that I've saved on the maps that I don't want to like freely give out to everyone. But if anyone again has any questions about any locations or anything like that, make sure to let me know, and I will be more than happy to help you with that information that we'll probably get into here in a little bit. Do y'all see how slow the freaking internet is going? This is ridiculous. Let me sign in, bro. It might actually make me put my password in, so give me a second here. No, not sign up, sign in. I mean, it really shouldn't be this difficult. Okay, I think we're in. Okay, go to profile. Boom. Okay. So let me make this a widescreen. Let's see if I can't get to trophy case following post. Here we go. Well, that's a lie. It literally says I haven't created any posts. That literally makes no sense. Hold on. My profile. Here's all my photos. Okay. Well, this is the run I did last night, but this is in Dallas. More on that in a second. I just want to get to all of my posts. Activity feed. Oh, wait, this might be it. My segments. No. My roots? Maybe if I just do it like this. Alright, Strava. Man, you're letting me down right now, Strava. You're really letting me down. All I want to do is see my posts, and you're not letting me see them. You're not overview? Maybe I can go to overview? That's the same fucking thing. Alright, Strava. You're on my naughty list right now. I'm gonna have a talk with Santa, and you may or may not be getting any Christmas gifts this year. I'm just throwing it out there, alright? This is your fault. I'm trying to show my subscribers something right now. Let me just see what happens when I... Nope. Alright, well, since Strava wants to act like a poopy asshole butthole juicy diarrhea face, I'm just gonna show you right here. Basically what I was trying to show y'all was the route that I take to run in Austin. Right here. It's all the way around the Colorado River. You can do 5Ks, 10Ks. It's a really long trail. And that's like the main trail that I usually do. But there are so many other trails. Like you can go way over here to the Greenbelt, like the Barton Creek Greenbelt. I've gone to Twin Falls right here. There's literally no water because it's dry. I've been over here, Sculpture Falls, where there was water, and it's like the same temperature year round. So basically, it's just it's way more scenic. If you're a more hikey type of person, you can go there. And then Dallas doesn't have a lot of that. Basically, Dallas, my favorite place to run in Dallas would be the Katy Trail. Let me see what comes up when I just do this. So basically, the Katy Trail is a very long strip that looks like this. This is the Katy Trail trail. And it's not really like a dirt trail like a lot of the ones that are in Austin are. Like this is actual like a paved walk, you know what I mean? That goes through basically kind of all of Dallas. I mean, you could literally start all the way over here and then end up downtown. So you can literally take this little strip right here of the Katy Trail right here and end up all the way into downtown. And that's what I did last night, and I'll show you this this video real quick. Let me do this. So this is a video I took last night on my Instagram. You've already seen it if you're following me on Instagram. I was excited. That was actually a big accomplishment for me, to just scream for no reason while in the middle of a run, and then randomly some people saw me and they were like, they saw that I screamed, and so they screamed, and then I screamed back at them, and it was just a great time. But that was kind of towards the end of the Katy Trail. I kind of start from the beginning and go all the way down, and that ended up being like 5 miles. But besides that, Dallas has White Rock Lake, which is northeast of downtown, and this is about a 10-mile stretch all the way around the lake, and I've only ran around it completely once. I'm sure I could do it again, but it's a nice lake, and there's some nice parks surrounding the lakes, and a lot of people take their dogs there, but it's definitely not as... You'll see a lot of older people go over here. A lot of the younger people, I feel like, tend to stay within the northern Dallas areas. Dallas just is not as hipster as Austin is, which is kind of the next thing that we can get into. So basically, what I'm trying to say here is Dallas doesn't have a whole lot of topography, is that the word? Topography, as Austin. Austin is just like a funner city to be athletic, is basically what I'm trying to say. And so let's look at our list of things. Wow. All right, so we started... I first was going to talk about the affordability, and then I don't know how we got on the subject of running and sports, but yes I do. I have ADHD, so as far as affordability though, I mean, that's an easy thing to talk about. Dallas is obviously going to be cheaper. Dallas is definitely cheaper. You know, a lot of people want to move to Austin. And Austin's probably the most expensive out of Texas. I mean, let's just look. Let's just like Google which is more expensive, Dallas versus Austin. Cost of living. I don't even know what that means. Why is Austin more expensive? This dude says he's lived in all three, Dallas, Houston, and Austin. This dude prefers living in Houston. I don't know anything about Houston. Dallas is much like a sister of Houston. I know what he means by that. Austin definitely is more of a college town with the state capital. Basically, here, let me give it to you raw, just my perspective. If you can afford it, I feel like, you know, it's I mean, I guess it depends on preference, but if you've got the extra money, then you can consider Austin. But if you're looking for a cheaper alternative, choose one of the other cities like Houston, San Antonio, or Dallas. So yeah. Yeah, Mick Hodes, what's going on? Austin's more hipster. I'm gonna get into that here in a little bit. Oh, population? That's a good question, Darkside. So they're actually kind of both the same. As I was doing some research this morning, they're actually kind of both the same. the thing is Austin is significantly smaller than Dallas. And so I think the population is like, we can check it. Population, Dallas versus Austin. Pretty sure it's like Dallas with a population of over 7 million people is significantly larger than Austin, which has a population of just over 2 million. That is not what the research I was doing this morning said. The research I was looking at this morning, how many people, and I don't even know if this is accurate. When it says Dallas, is it referring to the whole entire city, or is it referring to outside cities? I think maybe within the past year or two, the population has increased by 1 million. Maybe that was the research I was doing. JR, I appreciate the $3 donation, man. This doesn't seem accurate, though. Dallas versus Austin. I watched this chick earlier. Size of cities. Yeah, if you prefer the vibrancy of a bustling metropolis, I don't know how to say that, with more opportunities and variety, Dallas might be the right fit for you. Yeah, if you're going for a more city vibe, I suppose. However, Austin has its own charm and advantages to offer. I don't really agree with a lot of that, but apparently, according to this chick, there's over 7 million people in Dallas and 2 million in Austin, but I don't know how old this is. And I'm getting my my facts twisted up here, because the research I did this morning is different than that. Interesting. Interesting. Joshua, no way Austin has 2 million. Houston has 2 or 3 billion. Yeah, I mean, I know Houston's definitely going to have a lot more than Austin. That's for sure. But also, Austin is probably one of the more poppin' spots in Texas right now, and a lot of people are moving to it. You know, guys, originally Austin was never meant to be a big city. It was supposed to be meant to be like a pass-by city. And it just got bigger and bigger. People loved the river and the water, and it ended up becoming what it is today. And now the city can't handle the influx of people that are coming in. And so that was another thing I wanted to talk about, is just like there is like always construction happening in Austin at almost every turn you go. And yes, we have that in Dallas for sure as well, but it's not nearly as bad as it is in Austin, because Austin is consistently having to make more room for more skyscrapers, or put this new development in, or, you know, et cetera, et cetera. And so there's literally always traffic going on, which is bad. Good that they're trying to make things work in Austin. More power to them. But at the same time, it's like it just makes traffic even worse than it already is. And so I'll get into that a little bit. Basically, Austin here, I would say the two main highways in Austin are Highway 35, which goes through basically the east side of downtown Austin right here. This is basically, if you're driving from Dallas and you don't want to take toll roads, you're gonna basically be taking 35 right here. And then there's the toll road right here, which I believe is the Mopac Expressway, which I sometimes take this. It's way faster than taking 35, okay? Basically, it here on 35 is non-stop traffic, or bumper-to-bumper traffic, and is really, really tough. Now, this is something that I asked my Instagram about last night. Let me actually show y'all. So basically, I asked my Instagram followers if they think the traffic is worse or better in Dallas or Austin. So let me show y'all. Look at this. I swear that Dallas traffic has gotten worse in the past year than it ever had, and it's worse than Austin, I feel like. I've spent the years in Austin collectively, and I feel like Dallas has gotten much worse. Unless you count 35 in Austin, I feel like just all the streets in Dallas are just way too congested now. Yeah, so basically everyone voted on it, and I was surprised because a lot of people, it was half and half. Half of my followers said Austin is worse, half of my followers said Dallas is worse. If you want my personal opinion, I feel like if you're not spending time on 35 right here, and you're more so, you know, in the city, or over here going south or north over here in the college area at UT, or over here, it's honestly not as bad as people make it seem. Like, I honestly haven't had, like, the past 6 months I've stayed in Austin, I really haven't had that much trouble with it. Now, ever since being back in Dallas for Thanksgiving and the holidays, it's been nothing but traffic everywhere. I'm not just talking about, let me show you here. I'm not just talking about 75, which is the main highway that I typically take. You know, I mean, let me say that Dallas's traffic and highways are way better, and I mean, just look at this. You see how many different highways we've got here? Way easier to navigate in and out. You know, very well done as far as highways and driving goes in Dallas. But the second I got into Dallas, coming back in from Austin, it was bumper-to-bumper traffic. And then, like, the past 2 or 3 days of being back here in Dallas, it's been hard to work gig economy, like I was telling y'all at the beginning of the stream. Because, literally, even, like, the side streets, like, I spend most of my time, guys, like, downtown Dallas, and then also all the way up to, like, Highland Park, all the way up to Northeast Dallas right here. You know, basically anywhere in between Richardson, the city of Richardson, and downtown Dallas, I spend all my time over here. And, you know, halfway through Richardson and Dallas, the traffic's just awful. And that's for 75 as well. So, like, I'm starting to think that Austin might actually be a little better, which is basically the opposite of what a lot of people would say. Everyone's always been like, oh, Austin's traffic is terrible. I don't know. I mean, at this current time in life, I feel like we can make an argument for that. You know what I mean? So yeah, besides highways, you know, I think Dallas traffic is worse. If you're not on the highway. If you're on the highway in Austin on 35, you know, put on a podcast because you're going to be sitting there for a second. So that's what I got to say about the traffic. You know, For me, traffic's never been a big deal. I love driving. I literally do it for a living with gig economy. I don't understand when people complain about traffic, because literally make your car a library. Listen to an audiobook, listen to a podcast, play some of your favorite music for an hour or two. Like, it's not that big of a deal to me. You know? So, I mean, that's kind of what I've got to say about the traffic. June, Caleb Hammers in Austin. Yeah, I've reached out to him. I haven't heard anything back, but I think that would be definitely a cool collab. But also, I had the blessing of being able to talk to Graham Stephan too, so Graham definitely taught me a lot. All right, let's see what's next on the notes here. I kind of want to go back to affordability. And this might have a lot to do with just the way that I live my life personally, which is like nomadically. I think I've learned the most in the past week or two being back in Dallas as far as affordability goes. If you want to be nomadic like me and live out of your car, which is cheaper, Austin or Dallas? I say Austin. Now, if you're trying to have a more realistic lifestyle, then I would say to choose Dallas. But for me, being nomadic, I say Austin, and that's because they have a lot of HEBs. Now, Dallas is getting HEBs, but not in actual, like, downtown Dallas area. It's more so, like, 20 miles, 30 miles away from Dallas north in the cities like Richardson, Plano, McKinney, stuff like that are getting the HEBs. If you don't know what HEB is, it's basically just an awesome grocery store. Grocery store. Let's see what happens when I open up some images. This is my favorite grocery store, guys. HEB, okay? Now, HEB is 10 times better than Walmart. Like, I don't even fuck with Walmart anymore, guys. This is where I shop as HEB. They have affordable prices. They've got their own branding. So like Walmart is the great value. Well, HEB has their own branding. But it's significantly better than Walmart's, okay? And HEB always has, like pre-made meals. Like I go there almost every day for a meal. And it's typically a $4 or $5 sandwich, and then they have their on-brand chips, which are $1, and like that is very often like the meal that I get. And these HEBs are all over Austin, and so it's very easy for me to save money eating in Austin than it is Dallas. Dallas is way more difficult for whatever reason for me. It feels like when I'm in Dallas, I'm spending $10, $12 on every meal. You know, it's just not as easy, I feel like, than it is in Austin. And also, as far as food goes, both places have their own unique style of foods, I feel like. You know, in Austin, you're definitely going to get more like...
Stick to your game plan. You made it this far. I got my new M&P 15 to 22 recently. Celebratory hands in the air. 100 U.S. outlying islands. Cool face.
I appreciate that. Aaron Barton, thanks for the 5. I really appreciate that, man. Austin has like a lot of like food trucks. You know what I mean? They have a lot of more local stuff, I guess you can say. And you can find that in Dallas. Maybe not the food trucks, but there's definitely a lot of local spots. But Austin is, I feel like, a little bit more known for their food. And it can definitely be pricey there as well. Especially if you're going to a food truck. Typically, you could spend anywhere from $12 to $15 on a food truck. What else for affordability as far as living nomadically? You know, food. So I don't know. I feel like I've kind of covered affordability. Yeah, if you're doing it nomadically, Austin's cheaper. If you're trying to live a normal lifestyle, like apartment, house, whatever, I would choose Dallas. That's going to be a cheaper route for you. But then continuing on the trend of living nomadically, I would say, let me straight up just talk about which city I think is easier to do car life in. And I'm like marking these out on the notes, so. We've done population. I'll show you my notes real quick so everyone has an idea. Basically, these are the notes that I'm going off of right here. Nature hikes and trails, Austin versus Dallas. We talked about that. Austin's obviously better for that. More construction in Austin. We talked about that. My personal thoughts on traffic. We covered that. Austin being like a mini California. We talked about that. Oh, okay, yeah, we could talk about... Okay. So, let me see here. Haven't done that. Talking about more out-of-staters being in Austin. Yeah, I mean, in Dallas, you're gonna find a lot more Texans. Like in Austin, it is like a collaborative mesh of people that are in Austin. Literally, I meet people from all over the place all of the time in Austin. You're not gonna get that in Dallas. Dallas is more Texas. You know what I mean? Like Austin's not a good representation of Texas, I would say. You've got that sprinkled in there in Austin, but Dallas, like if you truly want to experience Texas for being Texas, you're not going to get that in Austin, okay? You need to go to Dallas or Houston, maybe San Antonio if you want a more Texas vibe, you know what I mean? And that's what I kind of meant by this. Yeah, if you go to Dallas, there's going to just be a lot of locals there. A lot of people from Texas are going to be there. So, okay, going back to living nomadically, I would say it is way easier to do car life in Austin. And I can't believe that I'm even saying that right now. Because for the longest time, because I basically grew up in Dallas, I thought that Dallas was way easier. But the more time that I spend in Austin, the more places I figure out where to use the bathroom, the more sleeping spots I find. And I've literally gotten to a point now where I feel like Austin is way easier to live in your car. You know, Austin just has way more parks. You can go to way more parks, you know? There's more places to chill and loiter in your car. Lots of big open parking lots. I mean, actually... I refrain from saying that. There are way more bigger parking lots in Dallas to chill in. Actually, this is something I wanted to cover. So, I mean, you can find places in Austin. There's always going to be somewhere for you to chill, whether it's a park or a parking lot or, you know, both places are going to have that. You can figure that out. That's not that big of a deal. But you have to be careful in Austin because it's such a compact city. Especially if you go into downtown, you have to be very careful about where you're parking if you're parking downtown in Austin. It's not as big of a deal in Dallas because of how spread out it is and how big it is. But my God, you better be careful if you're trying to park in downtown Austin because it is terrible. I'm gonna leak some information to y'all, okay? So I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to be showing y'all this or if I should be leaking this. But this right here is a bill that I have to pay specifically to Austin because I literally parked at these locations right here. By the way, take a note. If anybody is taking notes right now, for the love of God, never park at these addresses right here because you will get spanked in the butt like I did and have to pay this, okay? And basically the story behind this right here is I work gig economy in Austin, Texas, obviously, okay? Sometimes I like to eat food, okay? Like many of us do. We eat food, okay? We have to do it to stay alive. And so I go and grab my food and I like to go and park to eat my food. That makes sense, right? You following so far? Right? I eat food in my car. So, like, I find open parking lots in Austin to just sit in to eat my food. Not that big of a deal, right? You would think. You would think that, right? Huge deal. Huge deal. The city of Austin hates that. No, sir. You can't eat your lunch in that parking lot. You owe us almost $300. You can't go in that parking lot for 15 minutes to eat your food. How dare you? How dare you eat your lunch in our parking lot? $300. That's literally the extent of it. So basically, don't be me. Pay attention to signs, which, by the way, there weren't any. There weren't any signs at these locations saying, make sure not to eat your lunch for 15 minutes in this parking lot. That's not allowed. I called them, and I was on the phone with this woman for, I swear, like 15 minutes trying to make sense of what she was telling me. She's like, sir, you just can't be in the parking lot. Like, you have to pay the fee if you come into the parking lot. And I'm like, literally, there's no sign saying I can't. I drove in. I didn't even get out of my car. Anyways, don't make the same mistakes that I did. Keep your eyes open if you're in Austin downtown. But honestly, it was a stupid mistake on my part if I'm gonna sit here and try and be at least a little bit responsible for my actions. These are paid parking lots. I just assume that, you know, if I just want to hurry up and eat something, that I could drive in and drive out. Just not the case. So guys, just be careful is what I'm trying to say. And there goes my ADHD again. I'm not sure how we got on that topic. Maybe we were talking about traffic. Oh, we were talking about places to loiter as far as being nomadic goes and living out of your car. So anyways, yeah, that's something to be mindful about. And basically, I think the reason why it's a lot easier to live in your car in Austin because of how compact it is. There's so many different places to go and chill. It honestly, in my opinion, it makes gig economy easier. Like here in Dallas, I could make good money working gig economy, but you're definitely gonna probably be putting a lot of miles on your vehicle because of how spread apart Dallas is and how big it is. Here in Austin, I could literally pick up some food from a downtown restaurant and then drive 3 miles away to a suburb, and that's it. You know what I mean? And so I feel like from that perspective, it's a little bit easier. And so there's that. And then I found that there's just a lot more places to sleep in your car. Well, that's not, I mean, there's I'm trying to be completely transparent and honest with y'all, because I've kind of got both cities figured out. I would say that I'm more comfortable in Austin now. I would say that there's probably more spots to sleep in your car in Dallas, but they're not always going to be the safest choices, I guess you could say. In Austin, regardless of them having a bigger issue with homelessness than Dallas, I feel like Austin's a little bit more safe, you know what I mean? Like, I've got some really good spots in Austin, and I've got a couple of good spots in Dallas, but I feel like safer in Austin for whatever reason, you know what I mean? And I just love being able to wake up in Austin and be able to have the water right there. I can easily go for a run. You know what I mean? Like, here, let me show y'all this. Like, as far as like a morning routine for someone nomadic like myself, it's a lot easier to get around in Austin because of how small it is. So I guess we'll just start with Dallas here. So like, for instance, if I wanted to wake up in the morning and go for a run in Dallas and then shower and all of that, right? So number one, the closest Planet Fitness we have in Dallas, there's one over here in East Dallas, but it's kind of a sketchy Planet Fitness that I really don't go to. And then we have one that is a lot safer, that's farther up north, up here, right? Well, there's not a lot of places over here that I want to run. Jose Flores, thank you for the $1.49. I appreciate it. There's not a lot of places that I like to run here. When I'm in Dallas, I love running the Katy Trail that we talked about earlier. Just a long strip of trailing going from downtown kind of all the way up into over here. And so basically, I have to drive all the way over here, and I get out of my car, and I have this like regiment that I go through with where I have to pee before my runs, no matter what, okay? So that's a problem. When you get to the Katy Trail, there are no bathrooms. And so I literally have to go out of my way to drive to go and find a bathroom and drive all the way back to Katy Trail. And then by that time, I already have to pee again. Just kidding. Not really. And then I can go for my run after that, okay? But then I have to drive all the way back to Planet Fitness. That's gonna take 15, 20, 30 minutes to shower, get ready. And then I gotta drive all the way back over here to do my work. You see how this is kind of getting like a little ridiculous? I mean, that, sure, yeah, that might just be part of living out of your car, Jake. Like, I get it. Like, that makes sense if you'd say that, you know what I mean? But here's the thing. Let me show you Austin now, okay? Because Austin, things operate differently in Austin, okay? So in Austin, they have several Planet Fitnesses as well. They've got one kind of on the east side somewhere over here, and then they've got a Planet Fitness down 35 South, kind of over here somewhere, maybe farther down, like way over here. I like both of them. I like both those Planet Fitnesses, but the great thing about it is the Planet Fitness over here that's by the water, by the Colorado River, I can literally drive down the street, find a good parking spot, start my run right on the river, go around like I was showing y'all earlier, get done with my run, hop in my car, drive down the street, take a shower, ready for work. That's simple. That's simple. And that's just like one of the things I love about Austin is like how quickly can I be on the ball? How quickly, I save a lot more time in Austin comparatively to Dallas is what I'm trying to say. And it's just because everything is so spread out in Dallas. You know, we've got this tiny little compact city right here. It just makes things easier to be more nomadic. You know what I mean? So that's kind of my 2 cents on whatever the hell we were talking about that. Has anyone had any questions for me yet? June. Did Graham Stephan actually help you, or was it more for entertainment? I mean, making videos on YouTube, it's always going to be for entertainment, but there's always going to be an entertainment perspective on it, but that's not, I don't think that's the reasoning behind why we decided to collaborate. And Graham did help me a lot. I took all of his advice, and I actually made a video about it. You know, speaking of finances and being kind of on the topic of things, I'll show you what ended up happening. I'm just gonna talk about this just real quick, because I actually made a video about all of the progress that I made after talking to Graham. Let me see here. Jake McCollum, Graham Stephan, 1 year later. This is the video I made. So this is actually the video I made talking about why am I getting an ad. Basically, my brother June, if you want to go back and watch this video that I made, this was 1 year after I met with Graham Stephan and how much help that he provided for me. And actually, I got to talk with Jack in this video at the end of the video. And it's a great video, and you should definitely check it out. William, do I still skate? William, great question. Let's talk about it, because that's definitely on the list here. So, skate parks, okay? Austin versus Dallas. Straight up, guys, straight up. If you're moving to either Dallas or Austin based off of just skateboarding, move to Dallas. Look, okay, I'm just gonna show you. Look at this. I'm just gonna type in, let's go back to Dallas, Texas. Dallas, Texas, I believe in the next several years will become one of the ultimate hubs for skateboarding, because of the amount of parks that are just showing up all over the place. Let me just see what happens when I type in skate park right here, just for the Dallas area. Four Down is closed. So basically the most recent skate park that they made is the John Comer skate park, which that had a lot of controversy in the name. There was a lot of petitions saying that we should change the name to Boneyard, or actually it might be called Boneyard Skate Park 2. There was a different name. I know a skateboarder passed away, which actually may be John Comer. I'm not sure. But at one point they were trying to change the name. This is one of the greatest skate parks ever. Okay, it was made like not even a year ago, maybe a year ago now, and it's one of the greatest skate parks. I mean, basically in Dallas, every 20 minutes you've got a good park. So you've got this skate park, you got the Wiley skate park, you got Carpenter skate park, which is, I believe, the McKinney skate park. You've got a Plano skate park. You've got a Frisco skate park. You've got they're all over the place. If you don't like one skate park, drive 20 minutes to the Louisville skate park, or drive over to freaking the Philip Shelby. That skate park sucks. Don't go to that one. And then you've got parks all the way over in Fort Worth. This is a new skate park. Dickies, the brand Dickies, they literally just made this skate park, the Dickies skate park. I haven't even been there yet. I need to go there. I was talking to cousin Trent about that the other day. And then also they have Chris Home. This is one of my favorite skate parks. I mean, look at the amount of skate parks, guys. Okay? If you want to skate in Texas, go to Dallas. Now let me show you Austin, okay? I would say Austin definitely needs to step up their game when it comes to skate parks, okay? So, I'm just gonna say it right off the bat. Half these skate parks are not even skatable. They're old. They weren't developed very well. Austin is notorious for having one of the most famous skate parks, which is House Skate Park, okay? Which I'll show you. This is like the bowl area. I mean, this skate park is... I love this skate park, guys. This is basically my local every time I go to Austin. Great skate park, has been in a lot of the videos. And so here's a good picture. This is House Skate Park. Great skate park, okay? And then other than that, we've got, when Jay was living in Austin with me, we'd skate Mueller. This is the Mueller skate park, which was kind of cool. It has this pump track right here. But the skate park itself was very, very small. Wasn't a lot. I mean, it's good for a little skate park. I'll give it that. But like, it's just tiny, man. And there are no good pictures of this skate park. Do people like not know how to take pictures? Like what is that? That's a picture of grass, bro. It's still the pump track. Everyone just wants pictures of the... This is a good kind of picture right here. This is kind of the layout right here of the skate park. I'll kind of pull it over for y'all. And that's the extent of the park, basically. Very tiny park. So, I mean, that's two. That's only 2 skate parks so far, you know what I mean? And then there was one other one. So I would say Austin has, like, And by the way, if you know of other skate parks that are worth mentioning, by the way, the very first skate park ever made in Austin was Maple Davis, which is an extremely old skate park. Still, I like it. It's an all right park. But it's not like a newer park. It's not like a new, I don't know. Dallas has a lot more newer skate parks that actually had skaters in mind when the development of the park was coming into fruition. And by the way, and the Dallas skate parks are massive. They are huge. Here in Austin, they're just these little tiny guys. You know what I mean? But I would also say one of my favorite skate parks is out here north. Let me see. It's not showing up. Wells Branch, is this it? I don't think so. No, it's not that one. That one looks like a decent park, though. There was another one north of Austin that was an alright park. I could have swore it was like in this area. Maybe it's higher up or something? Yes, here it is. Here it is. Brushy Creek. So this was actually a good park. I've skated this park a lot. This has been in some of the YouTube videos, Skating with Jay. Yeah, this is a great park too. Pretty small though. So, yeah, to end the conversation about skate parks, you know, I would say if you love skateboarding and you're going to be doing a lot of it, go to Dallas. Austin's got a couple of good options, but they're small and they could be old. You know what I mean? Dallas is literally more poppin' when it comes to skateboarding. So yeah. I actually skated, what was it, yesterday or the day before that, with cousin Trent. And it actually I didn't even skate that much. I hadn't seen cousin Trent in like 6 months, and we just met up at the skate park to mostly just talk. We just did a lot of talking and catching up, which was awesome. And you know, I collectively probably got 15-20 minutes of skateboarding in, and it was the first time that I had skateboarded in about 6 months. Which is really sad, you know what I mean? I wish I'd skate more, you know? Basically, I feel like I've just been trying to figure out the finance thing, and then when I do have time, I would prefer to run instead of skate, I guess, you know? And so that it's just, I just haven't had a lot of time to skate recently. Yeah, June, no problem, man. How much per month does Car Life cost me? I would check out my last video. I literally break down all of my finances, man. But if you're just like asking about my car, it's about $800 a month. That's to finance the car and for insurance. And I would much rather pay $800 than spend $1,500 on rent and be stuck in one spot. At least paying $800 a month living in my car, I'm still able to go wherever I want, you know what I mean? I still have freedom. And so I would much rather pay $800. Not to mention, you know, even if your rent is $1,200, you still got to pay the water bill. You still got to pay for internet. You know what I mean? It adds up. You know what I mean? So definitely cheaper to be living out of my car than it would be an actual place. Up in smoke. Still friends with Brandon Buckingham? Yeah, I talked to him on the phone yesterday. All right, let's see what's on our notes for the next thing. We've covered skate parks. I talked about Dallas actually feeling like Texas opposed to Austin, which doesn't feel like Texas at all. Weird versus not. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of people know this. Austin's slogan is keep Austin weird. And it's a very hipsterish city. And you're definitely just not going to get that vibe in Dallas. Dallas, I feel like, is kind of, I don't know, like more of a serious city. I don't know, you see a lot more tuxedos there. You see a lot more, I hope this isn't offensive, but a lot more level-headed people in Dallas. Not that there's not that in Austin. Just Austin is it's more of a trippy vibe, I guess you could say. You know, you've got your music in Austin. I don't know how I feel about saying that. There are level-headed people in Austin. What I'm trying to say is Dallas just isn't as weird. It's more, normal, I guess you could say. Austin is, it's so hard to explain it that it's just weird. Like like the people, they dress up differently. I feel like it's a younger community in Austin. You know, Austin's become a lot more techie in the past years. It's just a lot more crazy in Austin, and that's one of the reasons why I love it so much. And definitely could be a reason why someone else doesn't like it. You know what I mean? I like how weird it is. I like seeing abnormal things, you know what I mean? It's definitely better for me, being a YouTuber, to be able to film someone, like, just being weird, or dressed up, or holding a sign, or doing something. I don't know. Austin's just weird, and it's nice to be able to film it and express the city in a way that Dallas just really... I don't know. It's more... Dallas is more boring in that perspective, I guess you could say. You know what I mean? And I like Austin for that. Because I've always felt weird and abnormal. And it was always hard for me, I feel like, to fit in. You know? And... everybody is kind of like that in Austin, I feel like. And it's just easier to be myself in Austin, because I feel like I can relate to so many different people. And then just to get the whole political thing out of the way, like, if you lean more red, go to Dallas or anywhere other than Austin, because you're gonna hate it. Austin is like the little blue speck that is in Texas. That's one of the reasons why so many Californians decided to move to Austin, like I was saying earlier. But honestly, I'm pretty politically illiterate. I'm not very smart when it comes to politics. And I think someone would be able to answer your questions way better than I could. That's literally the extent of what I know about it. I personally don't even really pay attention to it. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I like both cities, even though they lean different directions. So, I don't know. I tend to just kind of look past it, and I think there's great things about both cities. So, moving on with that, I'm just like crossing things off the list. Oh yeah, so shopping and malls, okay? So here, let me show y'all. We'll go ahead and cover Austin. So here in Austin, right off the bat, I'm gonna say that I think the shopping and like malls and stuff like that, Dallas is gonna be better. Now, Austin does have the Domain though. Okay, the Domain is not only like a city, but it's also, they have what's literally called the Domain, and it's like a big area. It's basically a ginormous outdoor shopping mall, and there's bars there, there's places to hang out, there's stores. Super fun. I like to go out there every once in a while. It's an amazing spot. They've got the Domain, and other than that, guys, I'm really not savvy. Of course, you know, within the Austin, closer to the Austin area, you're gonna have your small malls or whatever, okay? But it's not gonna be anything compared to what Dallas has. Right off the bat, two of the biggest malls I can think of. Dallas has... Let me see here. I know it's... So there's SMU. So here's the campus. We can talk about that here in a second. Both Austin and Dallas have big college campuses. So yeah, this is North Park Center. So this is a big mall right here. This is like let me just say that Dallas is fancier. Yeah, Dallas is fancier, pinkies up, than Austin. When it comes to like, I don't know, if you were to go to downtown Dallas right now and see skyscrapers and sculptures and stuff, like, it's way fancier. Like, you see, like, big open glass with stuff. Yeah. Austin isn't exactly like that. Austin's more like, well, weird. Like, they have really amazing looking sculptures and skyscrapers that are weird shapes and stuff. It's just a little bit more hipster and it looks strange, which I love. But here in Dallas is like just more of a fancy city, you know what I mean? And that's what this mall is. North Park is like expensive shops, like Nike, Michael Kors, like there's a Gucci in the North Park Mall. It's a very expensive mall that a lot of people with money go to, I guess you could say. On the other hand, though, there is another mall that I prefer to go to that I think is really fun. Let me see here. I forget what it's called. The Galleria. So Dallas has the Galleria, all right? And the Galleria is significantly bigger than North Park, okay? The Galleria is like this 3-story mall. Oh my god, there's literally 32,000 pictures of this mall. So this is kind of what it looks like. Let me see here. I mean, they literally have an ice rink in here, and I mean, they've got a food court. They've got basically anything you can possibly think of in there, even like some weird ass shops in there. So super fun mall to go to. And then I just feel like in general, because of how big Dallas is, there's just way more shopping to do. You know what I mean? Like for Austin, you really you have to go to like a very tiny area to find something specific that you're in need for, I guess you could say. So that's my opinion. Like if you want to move somewhere specifically based off of your shopping needs, I would say move to Dallas, not Austin. East Los, I appreciate that. PJ Early, looks like a nice lake next to the mall to run around. If you're talking about Dallas, yeah, White Rock Lake is like the best place to run. If you're wanting to get a lake run in the Dallas area. Avalon Dreaming, Dallas has a stronger work ethic. Yeah, I would agree with that. It's not that the people of Austin don't work hard. I know there's a lot of hardworking people, but Dallas definitely is you see people working longer hours in Dallas and not having much of a life. You know, people don't necessarily move to Austin to just work all day every day. They move to Austin to go for a hike. They move there for the water, to go kayaking, to, you know, like, you're gonna see way more people out being athletic in Austin than you are gonna be than you'll see in Dallas. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Both places, I know there's a lot of hardworking people, but I would say that Dallas, there's just a lot more of it going on. So I definitely see what you mean by that. Now, one of the things I wanted to talk about that I couldn't quite get enough information on is crime. And so basically, I'm just going to raw dog it with y'all and see if we can't find some sort of article that we could find that discusses more about, like, anywhere is going to have crime, but I am just wondering which city has more of it. So, let me see here. Austin versus Dallas crime, I guess. Austin, let me see here. Okay, yeah, we're good. Austin, despite an unfortunate rise in criminal activity recently, is still seen as one of the safer major cities in Texas. Okay. With 89 homicides this year and a violent crime rate lower than that found in Dallas or Houston, it remains relatively secure compared to other urban areas throughout the state. Okay. I want to see numbers. I want to see numbers. Crime numbers. And then I will, I'm going to share some stories with y'all about some of the crime that I've experienced myself. Yes, most data shows that crime rate in Austin, Texas is lower than Dallas, with a crime rate of 4,098 per 100,000 residents compared to 4,291 per 100,000 residents in Dallas. Okay. I don't know, man. According to what Google's told us, I would say that Austin is safer. I was kind of talking about this earlier as far as, like, me feeling safer in Austin as far as living in my car goes. You know, one of my sleeping spots in Austin is right next to a homeless encampment where a lot of the homeless people hang out. Like, I literally see homeless people walk past my car in the middle of the night. It's normal to me. And a part of that is because I like to stay in places that people wouldn't assume, like, oh, that person's living in their car. I like to be, like, super, what's the word? Discreet. So, like, I don't know, guys. I've been doing car life for so long that I stay in really weird places. What I'm trying to say though is that I feel safe even around the homeless people. But a couple of stories I do have. You know, in Austin, I really haven't had much trouble. There's been maybe 2, maybe 3 times I can count that, you know, a homeless person's knocked on my window, but it not that big of a deal. They just move on. You know what I mean? And overall, within my 3-4 years of living in my car, I really haven't had that many issues. I agree. You know what? Straight up, I agree with what Google is telling us. There was this one time, in Dallas, I was sleeping at a Walmart parking lot, and this random freaking crazy dude started banging the shit out of my window while I was asleep. And this is when I was still driving the Acura. And I started freaking out. I woke up and started freaking out. I look out my window and this, like, dude is just looking at me all, like, wide-eyed like he's on crack. And he literally just starts begging for money. But, like, aggressively, though. And he's like, please, please, please. And, like, I didn't know what to do. I wasn't about to roll down my window because I didn't know if this dude was just, like, completely cracked out. Like, you know what I mean? And so, literally, I just had to, like, pretend that I was still asleep. And then eventually he walked away. So that was a little bit scary. Second thing I can recall, which I'm still kind of pissed off about, but this happened years ago. I was sleeping at another Walmart in Dallas. By the way, I don't sleep at Walmarts anymore. I never sleep at Walmarts. You know, residential neighborhoods, hotels, big open parking lots at shopping centers. Those are my 3 go-tos. I don't stay at Walmarts anymore. But there was this other time I was staying at a Walmart, and I was getting ready for bed. I was relaxing. I was still in my front seat like I am right now. I was just farting around on my phone. And this group of people, like, comes up and parks right next to me. And they're just, like, out of their cars, just, like, chilling outside of their car. Which is super strange because I'm in the back of the parking lot where no other cars are parked. I'm just sitting here in my car. And there's another car with a big group of people just chilling outside. One of the dudes comes up, knocks on my window, and so I roll it down slightly, and I'm like, "What's up?" And he's like, "Hey, yo, you need anything?" Like wink, wink, and I'm like, "No, dude, I'm good. I'm good on that. But I appreciate you for asking." And the dude is like, "All right." He just slowly walks away. I roll up my window and I get back on my phone. I try to mind my own business because it's my sleeping spot. I'm there for the night, you know what I mean? And so I want to stand my ground. I don't want to just I don't want them to know that I was freaked out by them and try and leave. I want to assert my dominance, if you will. Which in some circumstances is really stupid. Just do what you have to do, okay? Don't be like me. What ended up happening was they all get back in their car. I see them kind of back out. And I'm like, cool, okay, whatever, they're gone. 15 seconds goes by, and I hear a boom! And I'm like looking around, and my car just shook the hell out of me. I turn around and look out of my rear view mirror. They back-ended me and then peeled out and left. And then I had some scratches and dents in the Acura on the back. I don't know if I've ever told that story before. And so that was very frustrating because I just had to sit there and watch them drive away as they screwed up my car, you know what I mean? So that was irritating. If you don't have to, I would recommend not staying at Walmarts. But if you do have to, just park by the overnight workers. You're going to be a lot more safer than just parking in the back by yourself, okay? Don't do that. Go to where the overnight workers are and park next to them, okay? And don't tell me that all these Walmarts are saying that you can't sleep at them anymore. Yes, you can, okay? Just go to where the overnight parking section. You're gonna be fine, okay? So I feel like I had some other stories too, but I'm drawing a blank. Basically, as far as crime goes, I would say Austin is safer overall, especially if you're living a more normal life. You know what I mean? But even from a nomadic perspective, I feel like it's safer. So those are my thoughts on safety and crime on Austin and Dallas. I'm just kind of reading through y'all's comments in case y'all had any question. Tiara, is it hard for me to date? I'm not worried about dating right now. I've got too much going on in my life. It's not even a thought in my head right now, Tiara. I look right past it. I got too much going on to worry about dating right now. Failure in life, what's up? Yeah, I'm sure Baltimore does have way more crime. I hear about that quite often. Yeah, Los Angeles was definitely Los Angeles. I mean, that's not Austin or Dallas, but that was definitely probably the most dangerous place I've done car life. Los Angeles was terrible. I would be scared for my life every single night, especially after that one live stream where the dude came up and tried to jump me, and I like had to steal my phone out of his hands. Los Angeles is just something else, you know. Israel, am I coming back to California? What I just said should answer your question, but no, I have no desire to go back there anytime soon. Texas is where it's at. Everybody's moving here, man. I love California, though, man. I do miss it sometimes. It is a beautiful state and everything. But, I mean, personal opinion, I feel like that's one of the only things it's got going for itself is, you know, the weather's nice, okay. It's beautiful. That's awesome. You know, maybe... You know, there's a lot of people that you can communicate with and collaborate with. That makes sense. You know, one of the main reasons I went out there for a year definitely helped me out a little bit. But man, you can make it anywhere you are. I mean, look at Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is in one of the most boring states, no offense to North Carolina. Comparatively is what I'm talking about. He lives in North Carolina, and look at Mr. Beast. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm not worried about California right now. Okay, let's see what else is on in the notes. So this is huge for me. Okay, I cover this a lot on the channel. Actually, I wish I'd do it more, but I want to talk about recovery and drugs. Okay. So first of all, I just want to see as far as drugs go, which is worse, Austin versus Dallas drug numbers. Let's see what pops up with this. State of Texas drug use patterns and trends. That's 2019. Overview of the Texas drug threat assessment. Tension rising as Texas State Police patrol Austin streets. What is the better city in Texas, Dallas or Austin? Austin versus Dallas. How would I word this, guys, to figure this out? Which is worse for drugs? Which is worse for drugs? Fort Worth has the second fewest drug overdoses in Texas. Austin has the fewest per 100,000 people. San Antonio is right in the middle, and Dallas is second to last. But Houston has by far the highest rate of drug overdoses. But this is such a short thing. Like, I don't even know when that information was obtained. Most drug addicted cities in Texas. Let's see what this says.
Sorry, I couldn't go back.
I wasn't talking to you, Siri. Texas's shared border with Mexico plays a big part in the drug problem plaguing the state. Mexican cartels is routinely smuggle various illicit substances into the U.S. Over the border. Among the most drug-addicted cities in the state are Houston, Odessa, Austin. The most used substances differ, however, depending on where you live. Shit happens in Austin. Or Houston, I mean. And in Austin, apparently alcohol is a huge threat, since the city is known for bustling nightlife and music scene. I mean, that does make a lot of sense. Austin is like, I'm pretty sure the music capital of the country. I mean, I've talked about it on the channel before. You know, they've got 6th Street, they've got Rainy Street. There's always people partying in Austin. So I could see how alcohol could play a huge part. For me, from personal experience, I would say that, you know, with Dallas being so spread apart, and not being as active as Austin, I would say that I feel like it's easier for people to get it stuck in this loop of addiction in Dallas when it comes to things like heroin or meth or anything like that, pills, because maybe it's harder to find things to get into. Maybe it's harder to, you know, build a schedule for yourself that revolves around taking better care of your health. Like, you know what I mean? Austin has that. And, you know, I'll just say that I feel like, Austin, is better for recovery, but I do know that Dallas has some good recovery as well. I've been to meetings, in both cities. I feel like Austin has a very strong, recovery. Actually, matter of fact, I think that, I'm pretty sure. Let me do some research here. I'm pretty sure Narcotics Anonymous, moved. I'm pretty sure it originated in California, but someone in the Narcotics Anonymous community ended up bringing it to Austin. Cali to Austin, Texas. I remember reading something about this. Local meetings list. Find a meeting. Guys, I'm having the worst time trying to figure things out. Google is feeding me some... Yeah, maybe... I just remember... I think it was probably like a sponsor who told me about it one time. How Narcotics Anonymous at one point was you know, created and based off of Alcoholics Anonymous. And Narcotics Anonymous was actually started in California, but actually came to Austin, Texas at one point. And so I feel like that has a lot to do with maybe how big recovery has become in Austin, Texas. Yeah, no, I would say that Austin's probably got a bigger community of people in recovery. Matter of fact, I literally at Juiceland, one of my closest friends at Juiceland was in recovery. And she came from a different city in Texas. You know what I mean? And actually, I almost worked at a rehab here in Austin. I think I talked about that in one of the videos. And so I know there's a lot of help here as well. Not just meetings, but actual like rehabilitation centers. And I just know that there's been people that have moved to Austin specifically just to try and stay sober. You know, I know there's some of that happening in Dallas, but I would honestly say I'm more savvy about recovery in Austin than I am Dallas. There's only a couple of different meetings that I've gone to in Dallas, but I should honestly know. I wish I knew more information about that. But I feel like Austin would be a more recovery-friendly city to live in if you're, you know, trying to stay sober, or you know, you work a program, or you're in recovery. I would say Austin's probably better for that. You know. Avalon Dreaming, what about your own experience seeing people use drugs or offer to sell you drugs? Well, here's the weird thing. I feel like I've seen... All of my drug use happened in Dallas. 8 years. 8 years of drug use happened in Dallas. But, like, it's not as... Like, you're not gonna see it as much in Dallas. You know what I mean? Like, for me, like, you don't go out into the streets of Dallas and just see people using drugs. It doesn't really work like that in Dallas, you know? Like, and you don't see a lot of homeless people in Dallas either. So I guess to answer your question, I would say that I see it more in Austin. You know, like out in the streets and stuff. You see more homeless people out in Austin. But, like, it wouldn't surprise me if there's actually more drug activity happening in Dallas than there is in Austin. Even though, like, it may be more apparent in Austin to where you're, you know, visually able to see it, I feel like there's more of it happening in Dallas. People just don't see it, if that makes sense. Brent, what's going on, man? East Los 153. You got 8 years sober? That's awesome, man. I just hit 5 years recently from meth. From all mind-altering substances, I'll have 2 years on January 1st, which is coming up here in about a month. By the way, happy December 1st, everybody. It's the first day of December. Guys, we've basically covered my whole entire list. So I could sit here and hang out with y'all for a little while. To everyone that, I appreciate everyone for staying tuned if you did this whole time and seeing my opinion on Austin versus Dallas. Whether it be from the nomadic point of view or from a normal point of view. That's basically kind of the idea that I have revolving around it. How long have we been going? Can anyone tell me how long we've been going? Oh wow, nearly 2 hours. That's pretty crazy. Have I ever thought about trading in the Prius for a converted van? No, not at all. I love my Prius. I don't want anything bigger than a normal car. It just makes things twice as hard. You know, could you live more comfortably in a van? Absolutely. You know, I just feel like I'm not that guy. I'm a city slicker, guys. I don't, you know, I'm not the guy that's gonna be going out and traveling and doing all these, you know, hiking that big ass mountain, gonna go and hike at this, you know, reserve or this camping spot. Like, that's just not me. Like, just give me a little car. I'll park in a parking lot, like all sly like a ninja, and go about my day like a normal person. Like that's me. And you know, I just love the Prius. It's a hybrid, and so I ain't gotta worry about the temperature at night. You know, I don't know if I've ever even heard of a hybrid van before, but that's gonna be sick when that comes out. But yeah, I love the Prius just because it makes my life so much easier. I got all the space I need. I'm a minimalist. I don't need that much. Literally everything that I own is in the back of my car in the trunk. Like, I am perfectly fine with my Prius. It's just like, you know, I'm a city slicker. Like, if you see someone in a van in a parking lot, it's a dead giveaway. Dead giveaway. You know what I mean? But if you see a Prius like mine in a Lowe's parking lot and I'm just chilling here, no one suspects a thing. So yeah, no, I don't ever think I'm gonna take that route. Brent eats heat. Tulsa has a huge recovery community. Are you talking about Oklahoma? I hear that Oklahoma's got a pretty bad meth problem. or at least back in the day, I knew the person that I used to use with, he lived in Oklahoma for a long time, and he was using out in Oklahoma. So I would hope and pray, yeah, that, you know, Oklahoma would have a good program out there, a good recovery scene. William, do I think that gig economy can help me out enough financially? No. I think I think gig economy is dead at this point, honestly. I don't even know how I'm gonna be able to afford to be able to give my family presents this year for Christmas. Because I've tried working the past 3 days and it's just been absolute shit. It's part of the reason why I need to go back to Austin, because I feel like gig economy in Austin was a little bit better than here in Dallas, but overall, I don't recommend gig economy to anyone. I feel like you know, I've been doing it for so long that it's just become a crutch for me, and yeah, guys, I don't recommend it to anybody. Just find a normal job, you know. I mean, and I talk about it. I talk about this all the time, and people probably are always wondering, like, Jake, why do you continue to do it if you are talking so much shit about it? That's because I've got other things going on too. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to make YouTube work. I've got all these other side things that I'm doing too, and gig economy is just like one of the only things that can really like work with my schedule. I even struggled, you know, like the 6 months of working at Juiceland, I barely posted any videos, and that was the reason why. You know, and so basically I'm living a very poor life because I really just want to bet on myself. I really just want to bet on myself that I'm going to be able to make one of these side things become a reality, whether that's YouTube or something else, you know what I mean? And everybody knows this, jobs take up a large portion of our life. If you're working 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, that is a huge chunk of your time. And I just feel like I can't afford I'd rather be poor and try and make my dreams come true than work a normal job and not be able to have enough time to work on it, you know what I mean? I don't know, that's kind of where I'm at with that. Fern Finn, good to see you too. I appreciate you being here, Fern. That means a lot. Thank you. Oh yeah, Mick, I forgot you got that new whip. I hope it's treating you well, man. I know what it's like to get a new whip. It makes life so much better, man. It makes things so much easier. Maybe not the payments, but you know, not having to worry about whether your car is gonna break down in a week. Oh, it's so relieving. Y'all remember when I had the Acura and every other video was like, my car broke down again? Such a pain in the ass. Avalon Dreaming, do I think people tip better in Austin? No, not necessarily. Not comparatively to Dallas. But what I will say is you can do more orders quickly in Austin than you can in Dallas. Like, say you get a $7 order in Dallas. It may take you 35-40 minutes just to do that one order. In Austin, I can do like 2 $7 orders within an hour, and make twice as much. You know what I mean? Which, by the way, that's a garbage amount of money. If you're making $14 an hour, I feel that it's just you can't live off that. You know what I mean? It's so irritating. That's another thing about gig economy nowadays, is just that there's so many dumb people working gig economy that are taking these $3 to $5 orders, and they drive out 7 to 10 miles to take these orders. I'm like, it makes no sense to me why they would do that, but people are doing it. And it messes things up for all of us, including themselves. They don't even know they're screwing themselves over and giving themselves... They're bending themselves over for these companies. And literally just getting nailed by these companies, okay? And they don't even realize it. But if anyone wants any advice about gig economy, kind of what I go by is like, I never take anything under $7. Number one, okay? That should just be a given. And then I would not take a $7 order if it was more than 3 miles. Because think about it. Say you get an order that comes in and it says you're going to make $7, but it's 4 miles away. That is less than $1 a mile. Okay? Basically what I do is I look at the miles first. Okay? So say, for instance, you get a good order come in, it's like a $10 order, but it says 4 miles. I'd be iffy, but I'd probably take that order because I always double the amount of miles that it's going to take me. So like, for instance, like 4 miles plus 4 miles equals 8 miles. $8 is what I absolutely need then, but it's a $10 order. 10 is higher than $8. I'm gonna take the order. Another good order would probably be like, oh, you get an order for $8.50. It's 3 miles away. 3 miles plus 3 miles is 6 miles. 8 miles is more than 6 miles. It's worth it. I don't know. That's the way my brain thinks, and it's worked out for me. And I don't know, man. It's just super sad that people are fucking taking these $5 orders and they're driving to a freaking another city to take a $5 order. Like, it just frustrates the hell out of me. Roadrunner, I heard UPS is employing gig workers. I worked at UPS as a package handler. That was awful. And I don't like driving anything other than a car. Yeah, I hated driving the vans for Amazon. I'm not going to do it for UPS. And plus, the UPS drivers are like... Shout out to the UPS drivers because they do a lot. They're working like 6 days a week from early morning hours all the way until night. They barely get to see their families. You know, more power to you if you want to do it, you know. But that's your whole life. How are you supposed to live your life with that amount of hours? So what if you're making $100,000 a year? You don't get to spend much of your time doing what you want to do. You're stuck driving around all day, every day. It sounds miserable to me. I don't know. When am I coming back to Colorado? El Curiente. I miss Colorado. I might visit sometime. It's definitely not going to be soon, but eventually I'd like to make my way back out there. I have nothing but good things to say about Colorado. Yeah, Avalon Dreaming, that's a, yeah, that's a good outlook on it. Uber Eats during COVID, didn't take any orders that were under $7 or over 3 miles. Yeah, I think that's smart. Immortal Phoenix, what city do you think is the best for gig economy? Man. I don't know if I've got a good answer for you, just because, I don't know. Places change, the economy changes, the market changes, the restaurants change, the people change. You know, at one point I would have told you Dallas. You know, when I first started gig economy, years and years ago, like half a decade ago, Dallas was really good. I literally could make a living off of gig economy back in the day when no one else was doing it. You know, it just became more and more popular. And then as soon as the pandemic hit, you know, people were getting laid off from their jobs, and people didn't have a choice and couldn't find jobs after getting fired or let go. And so a lot of people started working the gig economy jobs like Uber Eats and stuff, and it just oversaturated the market. And then the companies were decided, you know what, we're only going to pay these drivers $3 to take a trip, and we're going to screw everyone over. And it's really sad. But yeah, I mean, at one point I would have said Dallas, but things have changed, and so I can't give you like an accurate answer to that question, because right now I'd say Austin's better than Dallas, but things always change, man. Carlos Barra, come out to LA for like a week. No, I'm done with Los Angeles, brother. I made great content out there for a year. That's all I wanted to do. Am I into hiking, Gizmo? Yeah, I like hiking. I think I'd prefer to run, but I'm not opposed to like finding a cool spot and hiking through. William, what kind of work am I looking for other than gig economy? Stuff that I'm good at, whether it's maybe graphic design or editing for someone else, or taking YouTube more seriously, maybe live streaming more. I've heard good things about the grocery store, Trader Joe's. I was thinking about applying to there. I mean, they do have another Juice Land here in Dallas. I was thinking about maybe working there. The thing is like, I'm definitely not above getting another normal job like I did with Juice Land. But it's like, we're in the middle of December. It's going to be pretty tough for me to like find a temporary job until Christmas. And so in a lot of ways right this second, I kind of just feel fucked. Trying to figure out ways to make money to be able to give my family presents for Christmas, you know? So that's mainly what I'm trying to focus on, is what can Jake do to make more money? And literally, I feel like all I've got right now is the YouTube channel, which doesn't bring in much at all. And so yeah, And like I was saying at the beginning of the stream, the only reason I feel like I'm in Dallas right now is I'm just waiting on a couple of things to come into the mail. Or else I'd be back in Austin working right now. Failure in life. Do I still think I can make a living from YouTube? I don't think. I know I could. It's just a matter of, you know, trying to get it to work and putting in the effort it takes to do it. It just takes time, you know? Just like with anything. Failure in your life. What happened to the Discord? Nothing. It's still up. Frisco, why not make a Fiverr for your video editing skills? Because people will do it so much cheaper on Fiverr. I've already looked into it. There's literally people you can pay from the other side of the country that'll edit your videos for like $3. I can't compete with that. Fern Fins, try doing merch again? Yeah, I think I'm not opposed to it. I try doing merch. In the future, I'll definitely try and do it again. I've had 2 merch drops my whole entire YouTube career. The first one was awesome. First one, a lot of people got it. The second one, I feel like the graphic wasn't the best, and it was a lot tougher to sell the second merch drop. But yeah, no, I'd definitely consider doing it again. Maybe not anytime soon, though. Carlos, I think I replied to you on Instagram about the whole going abroad thing. Man, I'm living in my car and got bills, brother. I can't just stop what I'm doing and go abroad. But I like the idea. I don't think, you know, I would definitely want to visit prior to making any big decisions like moving to a different country. But you know, if that's in the works for the future, man, I think that'd be gnarly. Alvin, Texas, I'm not doing anything overnight. I've gone down that road multiple times working overnight jobs. It literally kills me. Failure in life. What about Amazon affiliate store? I definitely have affiliate links, but it doesn't make as much as you'd think. At least not with a lower profile channel like myself. But it definitely is. It definitely helps out a little bit. It pays for a couple of meals, but it's not like anything significant. Laura Lanes, where do you work DoorDash at? Yeah, failure in life. I'd like to just do the whole mentor thing on YouTube. I mean, that's what I've been doing, you know? I can help a lot more people on the internet than I can in person. But, yeah. Arizona, Laura? Interesting. Interesting. How good is DoorDash in Arizona? I'd say here in Texas, I primarily use Uber Eats. And then we also have Favor Delivery, which is a Texas-specific company that I like to work. But Favor sucks. I honestly wouldn't recommend it. I mostly just use Uber Eats. DoorDash every once in a while. But primarily, I feel like a lot of the people in Texas are using Uber Eats. But Favor is good if there's an HEB around. I was talking about this earlier. HEB is a grocery store. And HEB and Favor work collaboratively together. But like I said, where I work in Dallas, there's not a lot of HEBs. In Austin, there's a lot of HEBs. And so if you use the Favor app, you can actually get a lot of HEB orders. And those orders for picking up people's grocery list, those can pay out pretty well. I'm sorry to hear that, Laura. I hope things get better. Eric, have you ever tried Walmart Spark? No, I haven't. Never tried Walmart Spark before. Not sure how good that'd be. Alvin, Texas, missed the Favor bonus days? Yeah, some of the Favor bonuses were alright. I definitely had my fair share of bonus days where I try and commit to doing some of the Favor bonus days, but ultimately I just would work Uber, DoorDash, and Favor all at the same time, and I would find that I'd make way more money doing multi-apping than I would just primarily working one app. But I do understand that not everybody gets the privilege of being able to multi-app. I know that it's getting harder and harder for people to get on like Uber Eats and all these other companies. Like, I've always wanted to try Instacart, but like Instacart, like I haven't been able to get on that app for some reason. Like, apparently my region like doesn't need anybody or something like that, so boy Wanda, chill marijuana dispensary, huh? No, I'm not gonna work at one of those. I feel like that kinda... I mean, especially in Texas. You're not really gonna find that in Texas. that would just be a terrible spot for me to be as far as recovery goes. Immortal Phoenix, have I ever tried freelancing for videography? I'm not opposed to it. If anyone would need help with it, I'd totally be down to help some people out. I mean, I'm literally on the best advertising thing that I could possibly be on. I mean, you know, I get hundreds of people that watch the videos, you know what I mean? And I've talked about it in videos if anyone needed any help or anything, that I'd be more than willing to help some people out. I kind of want to check out to see if there's any videos of people working Walmart Spark. Let's watch this video.
Hey guys, today I'm going to be giving Walmart Spark a try for the very first time. I am super excited. I know a lot of you guys had told me, you know, you need to try out Spark and that you guys love it. So I am really excited to give it a try. Let me know if you've done Spark and how you guys like it. I know it's going to vary from market to market. I do have a few different Walmarts in my area, so I should be able to get some offers. I get plenty of offers on Uber Eats for Walmart, but the offers, as you guys already know how I feel about it, the pay is usually really low and the miles high. So I am hoping everything goes good and the offers are a lot better with the Walmart Spark. So I am currently in a Walmart parking lot right now, and what I'm seeing so far is looking good. There is nobody in the spots. Let me show you guys. Which usually I come here and it's loaded down. Now granted, it is a little bit later in the afternoon. So hopefully once I get an offer, I can just pull up, they'll load me up and we can get to going. So I was looking at the app. In the bottom right-hand corner, there's 3 little dots that say more. It goes over your metrics, your zone, incentive programs. Now that's what caught my eye, of course, incentives. So I go ahead and click on incentive programs, and there's quite a few different things that you can earn by doing a certain amount of deliveries. The one that caught my eye, which is a $50 incentive program, complete at least 5 trips by May 7th to get $50 plus.
5 trips, $50, $10 a trip. That, I mean, that sounds terrible to me. You know, especially if you're hauling a big ass grocery list to someone's house and you're only getting paid $10 to do it. And this to me is just screaming like you got to make this happen, as if like it might be hard to make it happen. So that's not good either. But I mean, we'll continue.
Yes, you can keep any tips. So that one is what I'm going for. And I also need to complete at least 10 trips to give a referral link in case you guys are interested. So I am hoping to do that this weekend. If I complete it, I will leave the
okay.
Spark Now. With Spark Now turned on, you will, part of the message is cut off. I'm just gonna go ahead and click the 3 because I think I'm about 10 minutes until it's 3. So I'm gonna go ahead and click turn on. So it says all offers were accepted or have expired. Try again later. Interesting. So I guess I just need to hang out for a moment. Hopefully something will pop up soon and we will go from there, guys. All right, guys, the first offer is coming in. It is for $17.78 and another one just popped up. It's in the area that I am in, Beaverton.
All right, let's look at this. $17.78, 2 different orders, 5.3 miles. This would be a great order if it was for one order, but I'm trying to think, like, is it 2 orders, dropping them off for both locations? Is that going to be a collective 5.3 miles, or is that just for the drop-off location of the first one?
5.3 miles, 2 orders, and I need to deliver it by 3:18 p.m. Now, the thing that I'm noticing, first of all, which I like, is that the timer is giving me like 3 minutes on each of them to decide. And I have a reject button and an accept button, which is typical for these apps. There is a little arrow, so I'm gonna go ahead and tap on that. Okay, gives more details. So it gives the delivery, pay $13.78, $4 tip. Customers may adjust tip up to 24 hours after delivery, which is nice. ASAP, it tells me the location of the Walmart and the customer's information, which of course is going to be blurred out. The first customer is 8 items, second customer is 28 items. The mileage looks good and it's in my area. Pay is reasonable, hoping that they tip more. So I am going to take it as the first.
All right, so it looks like this is the starting location at Walmart. She's going to be dropping off here and here. I wish I knew the mileage between the store and the first location. But other than that, I mean, it doesn't look half bad, I guess.
Offer, and we're gonna see how this goes. There is the better. Now I do see one of the offers is going out to an area that I don't typically like to go out to, doing food delivery, but we're gonna roll with it, and I'm gonna go ahead and hit this accept button. And I can hit start trip from the home screen too. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Let's see what happens. All right. So it's telling me the location of the Walmart, what time I need to go in. They're going to bring it out to my car. So I'm in the app, so I'm gonna go ahead and slide confirm arrival. And it's wanting to know my parking spot. And it's giving me numbers and there's letters. So I am just going to go ahead and count. And then it wants me to do this one. Aha, okay, cool.
And then I think you can start the delivery right now.
Start delivery?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, this is another issue that I have with it. It seems so time consuming. This definitely doesn't look as easy as just going into a restaurant, picking up food, and leaving. This is like, you've got extra things that you've
Okay, perfect. Yeah, it did work.
that you've got to do.
Okay.
So, do you want me to put...
Not to mention, like, you honestly have no idea how long you're gonna have to wait for these people to come out to your car, whether they even have the list ready for you. Those are things to think about as well.
A14 right there in the basket, and then...
That works perfect, yes. Okay. And then I guess I'll just throw these off to the side.
So put a sticker right here. This one's A14.
Awesome, cool. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Enjoy your day.
Thanks, you too. Bye-bye. All right, this is going smooth so far. Nobody here. They came right out. I didn't even have to wait a minute or so. I seen him coming from my mirror. Sometimes you gotta wait for the customer to get out there, or sometimes they don't answer their door. So this is gonna go smooth. I am gonna go ahead and hit their front door, gave them a knock, and I'm going to go ahead and swipe complete drop off. But when I do that, it says proceed with delivery. So I guess I jumped the gun, because if I tap proceed with delivery, it wants a photo, and this is where I always get myself caught up. All right, so I took a picture of their building, and now everything seems to be good. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit continue. What is going on here? Okay. All right. And I'm still kind of learning. Once you get the hang of things, you can move a lot faster. So 45 minutes for $17. Now the customer can tip more. They have up to 24.
45 minutes for $17. And I assume that you're a general contractor and that you're going to be 1099'd. And so you have to take into consideration gas, the wear and tear. So realistically, it's not $17. It's significantly less than that.
Hours to do so. So I will leave that at the end if they do. But I think so far how smooth everything went, I would definitely be willing to add this into the arsenal. Actually, the timers, because I can pull over and really examine these offers. I have about 2 minutes and 40-ish seconds to decide which offer I want. So I got a tired one, which is, I'm assuming, the Super Center tired, which I might consider going out there and doing some orders out there at some point, maybe make a video on it. But the one that pops out to me is for the Beaverton location. It's 2 orders, 4.2 miles, $19.19. How smooth the last one went. This one's actually looking a lot better. It's saying the delivery pays $12.19, and the tips, of course, it says pending.
Let's, let me see here. I'm just gonna see if Walmart is even offering jobs. I want to see how difficult it is to apply. Here in the Dallas area, I know that there's a really small, like, town Walmart in downtown, and then there's one west that's like a decent sized Walmart that's sketchy, and then there's also one north that's a little bit fancier. So in Dallas, those would be the ones that I'd be working with. Now Austin doesn't. I don't think Austin really messes with Walmart much. The closest Walmart to downtown Austin is, you know, a pretty hefty drive down 35 south. It's not really nearby, and so I can't see Spark being big in Austin, but you know, maybe it's big in Dallas. What's a good Dallas zip code? Dallas zip code 75001. 75001. So here in Dallas, what is Penis, Texas? Penis, Texas? Oh, Enos, Texas. That is like way south Dallas. Ain't no way I'm going all the way down there. I ain't going to Wiley. Wiley is freaking way east Dallas. So yeah, for this, it's looking like here. I can't show you. I was just trying to be cautious about what. I didn't want to leak anything. It looks like there's only specific Walmarts that can do this. So, like, obviously I'm in this area, and there's these Walmarts that do it. But let me figure something else out real quick. No, not that. Maybe if I like put in a better zip code. Um, uh, Carlos says it's kind of like Amazon Flex. It's hard to find hours, which, you know, yeah, the lady, she was talking about having to, you know, plug in the different hours, which is unfortunate. It's not like Uber Eats or DoorDash where you can just push go and work. So that's definitely something to be mindful about. You may not even get that many hours. You know, it sucks that you have to, you know, plug in and have hours to even be able to work in the first place. Like that's not good in itself. So that could definitely cause some issues. Yeah, guys, even when I'm like trying to put in like a location for where I'm close by, the Walmarts don't even pop up. So I don't even think Spark is a thing near this Dallas area. And like I was saying about Austin, like people don't even mess with Walmart in Austin. So kind of out of the question for me. But I'm happy that we did the research on it, you know, and then, you know, if you ain't got anything else going on in your life and you're from a different city, this might be something to look into. I'm not sure where this chick was from or whatever. But yeah. But Eric says that's not true, and you can work whenever you want. I mean, you know, if you've got the time for it, or you're looking for a different job, I'd just suggest maybe trying it. It didn't look terrible. I'd say it's worth trying. It's just not. It didn't look like it was even an option for me, at least not in the areas that I'm in. And then as far as Amazon Flex goes, I saw a couple of y'all mention Amazon Flex. I haven't been able to get on Amazon Flex either. I don't know what's going on with that. I was able to drive the vans, but as far as the app goes and just doing that, I haven't been able for them to get my account working for that. And plus, I don't even think I would want to anyways, because nobody has anything good to say about Amazon Flex anyways, so. Kind of just going through, seeing if there's any other videos I want to watch with y'all. yeah, guys, I don't, oh shit, my camera's falling. I don't know if I have much else to talk about or show y'all. Ultimately, today I just wanted to talk about the differences between Austin and Dallas. I'm probably gonna go back and download this live stream and edit it, and probably post it to the main channel and see what happens with that. So yeah, I think I'm probably gonna go for a run. Think about life. Think about how I'm gonna make some money throughout the month of December. Probably pray a little bit for sure. You feel me? And yeah, just taking it one day at a time. If you haven't been told that you're loved today, I love you. If today's your birthday, happy birthday. And we'll see you on the next live stream.